Alright, so welcome to the sequel to the long-awaited two-man well, long-awaited by me at least, two-man T2, no Hyperion, no Terminator, Kuudra. Now it's T3. Some of the major differences are the mob's health and damage, the fact that you have to stun Kuudra in order to damage him much. And probably the biggest thing was that you can no longer push if you push a mob into lava, or if it falls into lava, it just goes back to the middle instead of dying, so wither sentries are a lot harder to deal with. And they're just very scary. So it took a long time because we had to level up and such. We got stronger. Scoville belt got fixed, which gives defense for nearby burning enemies. At the end of the video, I will have some death montage and some videos of us showing our gear. This time I have my point of view and my friend's point of view, who is the cannoneer. My point of view and cannoneer point of view. So, I guess let's just start. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Also, another crucial difference between T2 and T3 and the updates in between these videos releasing. Well, this one is just the difference between T2 and T3, I think. Chaos Might, the most powerful enemy in Kuudra, Chaos Might spawns a lot earlier, at like 15-16 minutes. I think it's 16 minutes, and once he spawns, he can final kill you, preventing you from reviving. He one-shots you. He's really fast and pretty much invincible. But, that's why we both grabbed supplies at the beginning, to be fast. We've lost to Chaos Might many times. Using the tentacles to damage Kuudra's mobs is, it's a pretty helpful technique that allows you to control the crowd and damage the mobs faster. You'll notice I have a Gauntlet of Contagion, which allows me to control the mob clusters much more effectively, because when one of them dies, the nearby enemies will take a lot of damage. And here, what I'm just trying to do is keep the Kuudra knockers off the cannon, so that my friend the cannoneer can use it when necessary. At the later stages of the fight, cannoneer hard carries with their maxed out cannon. Until then, you try to complete objectives while allowing the cannoneer to ramp up by getting tokens and such. cannoneer wither cloaks right before the dropship bomb hits. Very nice on his part. I swapped to ender pearls in order so that I can do a technique that allows me to use a pearl. I just quickly scroll wheel to my 8th slot while holding right click, and sometimes it throws an ender pearl, allowing me to get to the center much faster. Here I get thrown away until I drop the supplies back into the lava because I didn't get it there in time. But ender pearling allows you to be faster and more, and be in less danger because you have less time being slow. Here you can see I successfully pearled to mid. And the dropships are coming. So what you want to do while the dropships are active as the specialist is to just keep the blights away from the cannons. Because when the blights are red, they're immune to damage, and they block cannonballs. And you need the cannoneer to gun down the dropships. Sometimes you have to wither cloak some dropship bombs, but when there gets too many to wither cloak or gyro wand, you might have to you might just have to cannoneer some of them, and if you can't deal with them all, you might just die. Wow, I stumbled over my words a lot. Maybe I should have written a script. When the cannoneer kills a tentacle, the cannoneer, whoever killed the tentacle, gets tokens, which is why he's killing so many tentacles. So you can get tokens and get more powerful. Here we see when Kuudra is submerged and he summons blazes, they get thrown out onto the field quickly and they all just unleash their fireballs upon you. It's what we call the blaze nuke. If you don't dodge it, you get hit by so many fireballs and take a lot of damage, oftentimes one-shotting a player. But I'm pretty sure that when you're doing a 4-man or 4-person or whatever, the fireballs are spread out between too many players to do any real damage. But when there's just one player near the blaze area, or when there's only 2 players, you can just get evaporated very fast. So here, you can see I have to actually shoot the wither sentries instead of just pushing them into the lava. This makes it a lot more difficult. And shooting the wither sentries takes a long time, but it's necessary because they're cannon resistant and they do a ton of damage at a range, and anyone who's standing still will get wrecked. There, you can fly into the air with AOTE to get out of Omegaga's blast range so that he doesn't kill you if the cannoneer can't take him out, or if you can't wither cloak or something like that. Here comes dropships. Some golems have appeared. So now that the dropships are here, I'm pretty sure I'm just protecting the cannoneer from blights. There we see I was foolish and stood still in a dangerous place for too long. I believe tentacles also give less tokens in T3 compared to T2, meaning it's harder to ramp up the cannoneers quickly, making it just another way it's harder. I can't stay in one place for too long because of golems, but the cannoneer, as you can see, is just killing a lot of things with cannon. The cannon does a lot of damage. Blaze nuke again, gotta dodge it. Finally, the ballista is built. This is actually only the second time we made it to building the ballista, because building the ballista is just so difficult. So at this point, it's gotten extremely stressful. Swap to the ender pearls to get to mid faster, and keep charging the ballista. We don't have long because the Chaos Might spawns at like 16 minutes or something crazy early like that. So we gotta hurry. Apparently, energized chunks do a small amount of damage to Kuudra when he's not stunned, but really we're hitting them into him so that it delays his submerge. Here I use a human cannonball to get in there. I use my friend's borrowed 655 as well as my Heart of the Mountain fully focused on mining speed to get through it. I tell him to stun a bit later than I probably should have. not stun. I tell him to fire the ballista a bit later than I probably should have. But we still got a nice hit on Kuudra. The cannoneer is shooting chunks into Kuudra a bit. I guess so am I. Here I'm just going for the stun. He gets on it. This was 10 months in the waiting for me. And finally.